So we all know fighting pyros can be annoying, and especially for a scout main, I find it sometimes super hard to fight pyros. But actually, it's not really as hard as you or I might think it is, so today I want to talk over some tips about how you can fight pyros and hopefully start winning more of the time. Really quickly before we actually get into this though, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you scroll down and hit the button real quick. It means a lot and it helps a bunch. Thank you. But anyway, let's get on to talking about why you are actually here. So the first tip I have is to keep your distance, which I think is a fairly obvious one, but I know when I'm playing as Scout, I'm always trying to close the gap to an enemy so my scattergun does the most damage it can possibly do. Now, most of the time, that works great. A lot of classes can't exactly deal with you while you're close quarters, except that's pretty much exactly what the Pyro is mostly there for. So running in while there's a Pyro like either close to a target that you're looking at, or if he's the only one there fighting you, it's not the smartest decision because you're getting into a range where he can deal more damage than you might be able to. Now, the scattergun actually still does good damage from outside the Pyro's flamethrower range, or, you know, the Scout does have a pistol he can use as well, which makes that whole fight way easier. So if you make sure to keep your distance, the Pyro's flamethrower is then completely useless against you, and you shouldn't be set as fire nearly as much as you would be by running into them, trying to get two massive meat shots on them. Afterburn is absolutely crazy sometimes, so you're really not going to want to get set on fire because the amount of times you can kill the Pyro, then think you'll survive, but carry on burning and then die afterwards is ridiculously high. So keep your distance, use the pistol if you have them equipped, and you should be okay. My second tip is to pay more attention to your surroundings. The only time I really struggle with pyros is if I'm not paying attention, which, to be honest, is quite a lot because I stream all of the time and I'm playing TF2. So, you know, if you want to watch, link in the description. So a lot of the time I'm running to the front lines or I'm just running around after having a fight, I'm checking what my chat is saying. So I'm not really looking around, and that is when pyros realistically most of the time get the jump on me. But if I was running around checking every single corner, constantly spinning around behind me to look for spies and pyros, I would not be caught out by them nearly as much as I have been caught out by them recently. Also, most corners that you can't see around, you might want to just take them wide in case there is a pyro on the other side of that wall, because then you're going to be trying to get further away from where the flames could realistically be if there was a pyro standing in the corner. It's really simple. I still don't do it. I'm still trying to get better at doing this. But once you start thinking about it a little bit more, like imagine there's a pyro anywhere on the map, how do you avoid them and keep your distance from that character? Also, kind of just hanging around with your team is another good way to avoid getting into these situations where a pyro can jump you because you're with multiple people. The pyro will either not go for you whatsoever, or if they do, they have to fight through 3 or 4 people to maybe even get to you. And they'll get distracted, and most of the time they'll die way before they get anywhere near you anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You just have a much higher chance of survival and also a higher chance of getting the kill, so that's always nice. Okay, so my third and final tip is that you should only actually run towards the pyro to try and get the big meat shots if they are super distracted or that you know they are on low health. Afterburn, like I said at the start, it sucks. So you don't want to be in the range of the flamethrower for too long. But if you know that you've been lighting the enemy pyro up and they've taken a lot of damage and you've even seen some teammates land some big shots, then it could be safer to run in and get the big meat shot to end it because you know that the pyro is low, or the pyro is distracted doing something else and you can very easily run up and get that kill. Fights with the pyro that end up with you not having been set on fire are absolutely huge wins, so you want those to happen as much as possible. Now, there's obviously still a chance you will get set on fire because you are fighting a pyro and that is basically all he does. But as long as you're not in the flames for too long, then the afterburn shouldn't be too bad and you'll have enough time to run to a health kit and stay alive. A lot of what fighting a pyro actually is quite simple when you sit and think about it. And this might not mean much coming from me considering how little I actually listen to my own tips here. I am trying to get better at this game, and fighting pyros has been my weakness for quite a while as Scout, along with like a million other things that I'm constantly doing wrong. So, you know, I'm working through them bit by bit, and the pyro is the one I'm going to try and conquer first. So hopefully, in future gameplay videos, you will see that I am now trying to keep my distance from pyros a little bit more. I'm paying more attention to what I'm doing in-game, and I'm only running in if the pyros are super distracted and they're on low health. Another thing is that it's like really difficult to see through the flames as well when you're really close to them, whereas if you're further away, you have a better idea generally of where the pyro actually is because the fire takes up way less of your screen, so that's another little advantage. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you leave this video a like and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm working on a lot of content that I am super excited about, and I don't think I've been like this excited about stuff I've been working on for a little while. This always happens in January and February, so now I'm finally kind of out of it now that we're getting into the middle of March. But yeah, I can't wait to show you what I've been working on. Thank you all so much again for watching the video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.